should you castle kingside or queenside? Or should you not castle at all? Let's talk about that. So, the answer to this question is going to be it depends on the position. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Take care, like, subscribe. See you on the next. That was a very short video, so let's make it a little bit more interesting. We're going to be talking about where should you castle in this video. In some positions, castling kingside is going to be better. In some others, queenside will be better. But those in some positions, you don't need to castle. You need to delay it. Or also, we can talk like in general, some type of castling is better. So there are things we need to talk. I'm going to show you 5 concepts, 5 positions that are going to illustrate these ideas. So you are in better shape when you have to make this decision of castling either kingside or queenside, or maybe delay castling and stay in the center for some time. So let's talk about that in this video. So, well, before we get into that, I wanted to tell you a very interesting chess joke that I was reading, and it is, why is castling queenside called long castling? And the answer is because when you castle queenside, you will need to play another move, to play, king b1 to get the normal castling position. Let's get serious now. Should you castle kingside or queenside? Well, I'm going to show you 5 positions, and I'm going to illustrate my points. For example, something you need to keep in mind is your opponent's attack possibilities. And this is like, a natural look. There's nothing like super special. Just look at the position, and if your opponent has very clear attack possibilities, then just, well, watch out for that, and don't castle that way. This is an example here. In this position, if you castle kingside, the attack is going to be decisive. It's like you're dead if you do that. There is a great gift sacrifice here, and black is winning, basically. They have a lot of space, on the king side, but also they have very clear attack possibilities with the bishop, the knight, and the queen, and also with the rook. All those pieces are going to attack. You are not defending your king over there. So if you castle kingside, bishop h2 is winning. Great gift sacrifice here after king takes. I don't know how familiar you are with great gift sacrifice. They will play knight g4, but basically it's just winning for black. And then if you go here, let's say they can play queen h4, and well, I don't want to get into this too much more because it's not like clear, but check. And then, for example, rook f6. So they are winning no matter what. The most important thing is that in this position here, you don't castle kingside because the attack possibilities are very serious. So that's the first point. If there is attack over there, don't go there. That's the idea. The other thing I wanted to say is if there are open lines against your own king, then don't go there. This is an example here. The b file is half open. The attack possibilities are very clear over there. So if you're going to decide where to castle kingside or queenside, and you see open lines like this is not going to be safe. Don't go there. Don't castle queenside. It's not safe. It's not good. You're getting into a battle that you cannot win. So just don't go there. Stay on the king side. This is totally safe here. No open lines against your king, and you're fine with the center. Everything is good, and you're in better shape to deal with rook b8. So king side this time is going to be way better. That's my point number 2. Point number 3 is going to be the pawns, right, and how well they are, how safe they are for your king. So the thing is that if you have already moved the pawn in front of the king on that side of the board, then probably it's not going to be a good idea. This is very clear, but we still make the mistake of castling for some reason on the wrong side, not keeping this in mind. So for example, in a situation like this one, this is not safe. Don't go to the king side. I mean, there's a pawn hanging, but I'm not talking about the pawn only. I'm talking about everything. This is very weak here, and your king is not going to be fine there. On the other side, look at the queen side. It's totally okay, totally safe. No open lines. Your structure is perfect there. Maybe you need to play king b1 later or something. That's very common. Very often when you castle queen side, you are going to play king b1 at some point later, but that's still fine. Your king is going to be super safe, and castling queenside is the right decision this time. So, another thing to watch out for, the pawn structure on that side of the board. That's another important factor to make decisions about this. Another point is whether you want to create a chaotic situation or not, whether you are an attack player or not. Because in some positions it doesn't really change that much the evaluation. So in some positions it's still fine either way. It doesn't really change that much. What changes is the kind of position. Like for example here, if you castle queenside, it's a normal position with kings on the same side. But if you castle kingside, this is opposite side castling. It's a more chaotic position. He will attack. You have to attack him on the queen side if you castle over the king side. So yeah, that's also something to keep in mind. The kind of player you are, the kind of position you're looking for in the game. Maybe you're looking for a win. Maybe you need to win the game because you're in a tournament, or for any reason you need to win the game. And in that case, well, you need something more complicated. But maybe you just you don't really care about winning. You're just a slower player, more positional, and then you're fine with normal castling on the same side, no attack, something that's slower, more maneuvers, more strategy during the game. So that can happen. So that's also another thing to keep in mind. Analyze whether you want to create opposite side castlings, more chaotic, of course, or same side castling, a little slower. In some positions, this factor can also be decisive. And factor number 5 is going to be whether you get a tempo with queenside or not. For example, here it doesn't really change that much the safety because this is not a mid game. I mean, we are almost in an endgame here. There are no minor pieces, so there won't be attack. So the king's safety is not like the most important thing right now. The king is going to be safe either on the king side or on the queen side. So there are other things to keep in mind. So this is where I wanted to talk about the extra tempo you can get when you castle queenside. For example, if you castle kingside, that's fine, your king is good, but then you need to waste another move to improve the rooks, like rook d1 or rook e1. But if you castle queenside, not only your king is safer, but not only your king is safer than in the center, is what I mean, but also your rook is super good, super active directly on a half open file. This is also something that can affect your decision, or can affect the evaluation of the decision of whether kingside or queenside, the activity of the rooks. So keep that in mind as well when you are deciding whether kingside or queenside. This time the best move is going to be castle queenside. Your rook is active, the pawn is a target, you will have pressure, and there will be very interesting possibilities at this point. So thank you so much guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you think this was helpful. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next.